And after one round and one night, Livinus couldn't stop going back to the madwoman. Livinus became a finished man. In a small dusty town where red earth stained the feet of anyone who walked too long, there lived a man called Livinus. People knew him well, not because he was important, but because he was always there, always walking, always looking, always hoping. Livinus was very poor. Poor in the way that even hunger had grown tired of him. He had no job, no wife, no children, no family to call his own. His house was a small, cracked room at the edge of town, with one old mat, one pot, and silence that followed him everywhere. Some nights, rats kept him company. Other nights, even the rats did not come. Livinus was not living at all. Every morning, Livinus woke up before the sun. He washed his face with cold water from a rusty bowl and whispered, "Maybe today." Then he walked around town looking for any kind of work, clearing bushes, carrying blocks, digging trenches. Sometimes someone would call him. Many times, nobody did. When he got a small job and a little money, Livinus did not rush to buy food. No, Livinus had a weakness, a very strong weakness. He loved women, beautiful women. Any time he saw a fine woman walking past, with soft skin, nice shape, and good clothes, Livinus's heart would jump. He would forget hunger, forget shame, forget himself. He would approach her with a smile that showed too many broken dreams. "Good afternoon, my sister," he would say politely. "Can I talk to you, small?" The women would look him up and down, from his dusty slippers to his torn shirt. Then they would laugh. "Have you seen yourself?" one would say. "Is it hunger that brought you?" another would add. "I am not your class. I am not on your level." Sometimes they insulted him until people gathered to laugh. Livinus would walk away with his head down, swallowing tears and shame, but he never stopped trying. Even when he earned small money from hard labor, instead of eating, he would buy a drink and try again. Again, rejection. Again, insults. Again, loneliness. People in the town said, "This man is not living. He is just breathing." One evening, after another long day with no job and no food, Livinus was walking home slowly. His stomach was empty. His heart was heavy. That was when he saw her. She was coming from the opposite direction. She was very beautiful, curvy, chocolate-skinned, but her hair was scattered like dry grass. Her clothes were torn and dirty. Her feet were bare. Her eyes were lost. She was a mad woman. Livinus stopped walking. He stared at her as she passed. "Shay," he whispered to himself. "Who did this to this pretty lady? See how her beauty is wasting." She did not answer. She did not look at him. She just walked on. That night, Livinus could not sleep. He lay on his mat staring at the cracked ceiling. Her face kept coming back to his mind. Her smile that never came. Her beauty hidden under madness. Then a crazy thought crossed his mind. He sat up suddenly. What if... He laughed at himself. No, Livinus, you are mad too. But the thought refused to leave. The next day, at the same time, Livinus used his last money to buy a small cake and a bottle of juice. Hunger cried inside him, but he ignored it. He went to the same spot and waited. Time passed. The sun moved. Then finally, he saw her. She was coming again. Livinus followed her quietly, careful not to scare her. She entered an unfinished building. Broken blocks. Open roof. That was where she stayed. She spread cartons on the floor and lay down. Livinus waved at her from a distance. She waved back. His heart jumped. "Ah," he said quietly. "She is not aggressive." Gathering courage, he walked closer and gave her the cake and juice. She grabbed them and ate like someone who had not eaten for days. She smiled. That smile changed everything. Livinus lay beside her that night, under the open sky, inside the unfinished building. And for the first time in a long time, Livinus felt wanted. He slept with a mad woman, and it felt good. From that day, Livinus kept going back to her, sometimes with cake, sometimes with bread, sometimes with nothing but himself. The mad woman always welcomed him with a smile. She never insulted him, never asked him what he had, never laughed at his poverty. And then something strange began to happen. People started calling Livinus for jobs. Small jobs at first. Carry this, clear that, help here, help there. Money started entering his hand. Livinus was shocked. He bought soap. He washed his clothes. He shaved his beard. He entered a bar for the first time in years. Women noticed him. "Buy me a drink," one said. He bought. They laughed with him, sat on his laps, followed him home. Livinus felt like a king. He stopped going to see the mad woman. 1 week passed. Suddenly, everything stopped. No jobs, no money. Hunger returned. Shame returned. One night, Livinus lay on his mat and sighed. Wait, could it be? The next day, he bought cake and juice again and went back to her. She was there. He fed her. He spent the night. Days later, jobs returned. Bigger ones, building work, contracts. Again, Livinus cleaned up. Again, he chased women, clubs, money spraying, laughter. Again, he abandoned her. Again, everything collapsed. That was when Livinus knew. "This cannot be a coincidence," he said. "My wealth is tied to that woman." This time, he tested it. He went back to her, stayed with her, then stopped again on purpose. Poverty returned immediately. His heart shook. Livinus went back and this time stayed consistent. He cared for her, bought food, clothes, spent time. Wealth came like a flood. Big contracts, big money, respect. He even bought her bigger cake, groceries, new wrappers. He started investing. His money multiplied. Then Livinus moved to a bigger city. This time, his wealth did not disappear. Life was good, yet something was missing. Women came and went, but none satisfied him. Not his heart, not his soul. He kept thinking about her. "Oh my," he whispered one night. "Am I in love with a mad woman?" Livinus could not fight it anymore. He drove back to the town, to the unfinished building, but the place was empty. His heart sank. He waited. Hours passed. Night came. He slept there. Then someone tapped him. He woke up. It was her. Livinus hugged her tightly. He kissed her face and cried. He said,
"I love you."
Suddenly, her eyes cleared. She gasped. My name is Destiny," she said. "I remember." She remembered everything. She was no longer mad. Livinus took her home. She bathed, wore clean clothes. She was stunning. She said, "My father will be worried he will be looking for me." They went to her village. Immediately her father saw her. He dropped everything and ran to her. He wrapped his arms around her tightly and began to cry like a child. "My daughter," he said between tears, "I have been looking for you everywhere. I thought I had lost you forever." As they were still holding each other, her stepmother came out of the house. The moment she saw Destiny standing there alive and well, her face changed. Fear entered her eyes. Suddenly she began to shout, "I will confess! I did it! I am the one who made Destiny run mad." Everyone gasped. She went on shaking and said it was because her husband loved Destiny too much. Out of jealousy, she went to a native doctor to destroy her. But the native doctor warned her that there would be consequences. He told her that if Destiny ever found true love while she was mad, the madness would return to the one who caused it. The stepmother laughed at him and said it was impossible, that no man would ever love a mad woman. But as she finished speaking, she suddenly began to scream. She started running around wildly, tearing at her clothes, laughing and crying at the same time. The curse had returned to her, just as the native doctor had said. Livinus married Destiny. Small wedding, big joy. A year later, they had a baby boy. Livinus held his son and smiled. At last, he was truly living.